I have a pleasant surprise for you, Inquisitor.
You took your time, Inquisitor, but saving the archive from the black...
The whole system is under attack, but according to the intercepted Vox messages, Nereus 3 and Nereus 4 have taken the hardest hits. Where do we start, Inquisitor?
Just mark the bloodiest hellholes on the star map, Captain. We are going to war. I wanted to visit Nereus III and bolster his defenses personally, but the battle here looks like a sideshow.
I humbly disagree, Inquisitor. This is an isolated backwater world with a single functional void port. Losing the only connection to the Imperium would be a logistical nightmare, not to mention the psychological impact. You must silence the Black Legion artillery before the void shields fail.
And the thriving rogue catering cave in this besieged void port has nothing to do with your priorities.
What can I say, Inquisitor? We are who we are.
A good start, but time is running out.
Affirmative. The void shields protecting the void port are working at 32% efficiency, detecting increasing fluctuation in the dispersion patterns.
Obliterate.
Kill the heretic!
Curse you, Inquisitor. You cannot hurt me.
Imperial reconnaissance forces located. Potentially useful assets, but their current situation is terminal. Immediate action required.
Move! Move!
Only one Black Legion battery left. I hope those shields hold for a few more minutes.
Reconnaissance force relieved. Send basic, follow and protect order to the survivors.
The Black Legion artillery has been eliminated. The Void Port is safe, for now. I hope our rogue trader friends will be grateful, Captain.
They aren't our friends, Inquisitor. They are the ones who owe us a favor.
Burning. Captain, any news about our situation?
It's not great, Inquisitor. The air is full of desperate Vox transmissions. The initial attack of the Black Legion came without warning. They've overrun the local headquarters of the Astra Militarum.
Any news about High Marshal Corte? His command post is in the city. Now is our best chance of revitalizing the defenses.
According to the latest reports, he was captured with his retinue.
A leader unable to defend himself isn't worth. I slay in thy name.
Marshal Albrecht Corte, acting senior commander of the Astra Militarum. I hereby proclaim the unconditional surrender of all remaining Imperial forces, including the Astra Militarum regiments, planetary defense forces, and the local militia. Further resistance would be a futile waste of Imperial lives.
That's the last thing our forces need right now, Captain. Captain, tell the tech priest to scramble this transmission right now.
Understood.
Firing.
It's time to silence the cowardly propaganda once and for all.
How are you faring down there, Inquisitor?
Our work in this Emperor-forsaken city is done. The Vox station is silenced and the Black Legion traitors are decimated. We'll leave the rest for the Loyalist forces. Loading. High Marshal Corte, explain yourself.
What? Where am I? Accursed sorcery! Inquisitor, I wasn't myself. I swear by the Emperor I could never betray our cause.
The verdict was harsh but justified. Mercy is one of those many luxuries we can't afford.
used to be a thriving capital. Now there is nothing left but ashes.
That's not entirely true. The majority of the local population is deceased or missing, but the bioscanners have located a large group of survivors. Their numbers are dwindling, though, following a perfectly regulated pattern. Strange.
It makes sense, Magos. I have analyzed the operations of the traitors, and their attack against the Nereus III is an odd one. It's a backwater feudalistic planet, lacking any military, logistical, or economic importance. From their perverted point of view, there is only one important resource here.
Human lives.
Exactly. For their unholy rituals. You should rip them apart before it's too late, Inquisitor.
This time your bloodthirst is perfectly appropriate, Thorn.
Pray for death. Unloading. I shall flee.
You should be careful, Inquisitor. According to the sensors, this force field is powered by unknown but immense energies. Actually, these readings are fascinating. If only I could try some experiments.
That's not why I'm here, Magos. This barrier was created by unholy sorcery. I will find the source and destroy it. Loading.
There's been an interesting development, Inquisitor. While you were finishing up with this rabble, I detected strange fluctuations in the energy field protecting the Black Legion ritual.
Be more specific, Magos.
It's only a theory, but it looks like their motive force fuels the energy field. All you have to do is sever this bond, and you can disrupt their ritual.
I will sever all of their bonds with great severity. Loading! Cultist fought harder than the rest. Oh, perhaps he was some kind of leader.
The corpse may be worthy of inspection.
Terminus is a journey. Death is a journey.
Good news, Inquisitor. The energy field has collapsed. You can now access the site of their rituals.
Good news indeed. They will pay the price for butchering this city.
The warp shall claim your soul.
Reloading.
Forward.
Reloading.
Death reign.
You are a thorn in my side, Inquisitor. It's time to gently remove you.
Precious blood.
Have you defeated them, Inquisitor?
Just in time. The ritual was almost complete. Had they opened the warp rift, this planet would have been engulfed by demonic hordes. Alas, there is not much time left to save or reclaim here. Time to return to the ship.
I have an urgent message for you, Inquisitor.
Inquisitor, the flagship of the Black Legion, the
Translocation completed, but this is definitely not bridge of the inferior's Eternam. Tech Priest, what happened?
Unforeseeable anomalies, Inquisitor. The teleportarium uses short-burst warp infusion, and there was interference.
Looks like I need to find a way to this Lord Antaros.
Correct. Addendum. Warp engine activation detected on the target. The mission should be resolved as soon as possible. Entering the Immaterium on a Chaos vessel is calculated as an extremely undesirable outcome.
Repent. So important in the chest.
By the Emperor, look at this ship. It's hard to believe that those perverse monstrosities were once Astartes. It's shameful for every one of us.
Horus Lupercal was once the most beloved son of the Emperor. If he could fall, none of us is safe from corruption.
Leave no survivors, Inquisitor. Kill them all.
I slay in thy name. Loading. Entry to the bridge.
Millions, perhaps billions, perished in this system.
No place to hide, monster. Time to return into the warp. But this time, without your wretched body.
Big words, and little substance, mortal. As usual, you are just as blind as the false emperor. And that's saying something. But don't worry. I will keep you alive for a little while to witness the fruition of the War Master's plan.
Much for your War Master's plan, traitor. The directive I have found in this cogitator is alarming. Abaddon, the cursed despoiler himself, was behind the invasion. I'm afraid it is only the beginning of the true horror.
We must warn the Caligari Conclave immediately.
Loading.
Inquisitor, you have a message from the Caligari Conclave.
I am quite satisfied with your results, Inquisitor.
arrived at the relay station. Tech Priest, I need a status report.
Monastery has been in...
I have found the remains of an Imperial squad. They are massacred.
Possibly of a hostile incursion, increased by 85.7%.
Either way, Drakari!
I've been expecting you, monkey. I hope you'll be a worthy challenge for me, unlike your predecessor. He was quite a disappointment. Enough! You are a mockery of a warrior, a creature of a lesser race. Killing you would be only a waste of my precious time. You'll perish soon anyway.
Kill that heretic!
What was that, Inquisitor? What is a Drukhari? I don't recall meeting any of them.
You're lucky. It's likely you would not have survived the encounter. They are the Dark Elder.
When I was a child, Grexus told some disturbing stories about them. Ruthless pirates preying on the Imperium, right?
They are not simple pirates, and they're worse than ruthless. The Dark Elder are the forsaken kindred of the Craft World Elder. They revel in enslavement and torture. They are cunning and sadistic.
And now, they are here.
But to what end? The cogitators could grant me some insight into the situation.
Access denied to the central archives from this cogitator. Proceed to the data vault, Inquisitor.
Good idea.
This station is categorized as the main communications conduit from the system to the rest of the sector. The data vault must contain all the astropathic messages that were swallowed by the Grade Epsilon warp surges. The presence of Drukhari explains the lack of any sign of assault on the station. The Xenos must be using the webway to strike swiftly from their portals and retreat immediately.
I shall remind you that the existence of the webway is an information privy only to chosen agents of the Imperium.
Correct. Remember that we are the Xenorite, specializing in research into Xenos relics in the sector. We have extensive knowledge of the interdimensional labyrinth, known as the Webway.
So I could use your expertise on the Drukhari, I suppose.
Preparations in progress. Injecting memory stimulants into the tertiary amyloid as we speak.
I have found the remains of the inquisitorial retinue that disappeared in the system. This is clearly the work of a Dark Elder.
That's one mystery solved. I wonder what happened to his ship and the crew, though.
They might be enjoying the famous Dark Elder hospitality.
With all due respect, you always seem to find a way to presume the worst.
That's what makes a good Inquisitor. The data vault is empty. The machines have been destroyed.
Data retrieval charts confirm your assumption. Alpha-grade tech heresy. The fact that it has been executed by Xenos race is an aggravating circumstance.
They massacred an entire void station.
Another aggravating circumstance. Suggested approach. Investigate the human remains.
Yes, I was planning to do that anyway. They must be the corpses of the local astropaths. New audio log. Relay station has been cleared. I'm heading back to the ship now. We know that the Dark Elder infiltrated the system, which could explain the silence and the apparent desolation. I will continue my investigation with this conclusion in mind. Tech Priest, did your sacred contraptions locate any life signals in our vicinity?
Negative. Sensors failed to detect significant void traffic or any considerable proof of life. No Vox transmissions in the area, except for an automated broadcast signal on the Astra Militarum channels. It is originating from an Astra Militarum command post. Standard procedures, Inquisitor?
No. Use a rogue trader identification psalms for now. The Dark Elder usually don't employ human mercenaries. Something is going on. Perhaps a surprise visit will clear the fog.
You're approaching an Astromalarian base on a world that has been cut off from the Imperium for decades. I must call your attention to the potential consequences of the extended lack of strict military supervision.
My task.
That's what I was talking about. Look at these disgraceful buffoons. Shabby formation, unknown insignia, evident lack of discipline, no senior officer in sight.
When morale sinks low, depravity and laziness sets in. Attention, guardsmen. Inquisitor taking command. I slay in thy name. You were right, Thorn. They were imposters, ready to spit on Imperial authority.
What scum? A disgrace to the uniforms of their venerable ancestors.
With you. Carnage is waiting for you.
Commander. But this lowlife must have been the closest to what they call a leader down here.
I agree. Let's see what his personal possessions tell us.
Inquisitor, your location is close to a Vox station. Suggested course of action. Search the transmission logs.
I'm quite busy down here, tech please, but yes, that's a good idea. Reloading. Now, I'm ready to investigate those transmission logs.
Standing by to analyze in-loaded data.
I finished cleaning out the base.
Treacherous Imperial Guard, serving the Dark Elder. The taint runs deep in this subsector.
It's hardly surprising. The warp surges have left entire systems abandoned for too long, far from the light of the Emperor. On the other hand, this is new. The Dark Elder systematically corrupting entire systems for decades. The Conclave has to know about this.
You need to purge this system thoroughly and without mercy, and you cannot trust anyone here anymore.
Inquisitor, during your current deployment, an urgent message was received on the Ecclesiarchy Vox channel. Authorization psalms are valid.
Let me see it.
This is Cardinal Julius Bedivere speaking. I have been informed about the arrival of your vessel and your attempts to establish connection with
The message seems genuine. After the recent events, though, I cannot trust any Imperial authorities in this system. We have already found evidence of the machinations of the Dark Elder and the treachery of the Imperial troops.
For your information, the voice analysis unit in this body detected atypical vocal fluctuations in the last sentence. Data check. The Caligari Registry of Saintly Deeds lists one Enoch the Sufferer, who was betrayed by his most trusted followers.
Oh, clever thinking, Tech Priest. This could be a hidden warning. Recalibrate the teleportarium. I want to avoid the main entrance, where they will likely be waiting for me. Take me to an abandoned section of the cathedral.
Inquisitor, reconnaissance rituals indicate a hostile activity in the chambers adjacent to the entrance.
Your hunch was right, Tech Priest. This is it.
Army patrol detected in the vicinity. Contact is imminent.
They must have been expecting it to come from the other direction. Hostile leader down. I should search him for clues. The plot thickens, Captain. Did the sensors pick up any other void craft in this segment?
No, Inquisitor. What is it?
These worthless rebels are betraying their kind for the Dark Elder, as I suspected. But they knew details about my investigation. which baffles me. How could they know?
I have no idea, Inquisitor. We are all alone out here.
I will pray for you, servants of the Imperium. Rest assured, the perpetrators will pay for this in blood. The machinations of the foul Drakari cannot be left unpunished.
According to my calculations, you reached the coordinates where the Cardinal's transmission originated.
I've just found the Cardinal Tech Priest and his guards. This information is redundant.
I beg for your remission, Inquisitor. Redundancy is a sin.
My most sincere gratitude, Inquisitor. By the grace of the Emperor, you have deciphered my warning.
I should execute you for treason. What was this all about?
I deserve no forgiveness. But before you rightfully sentence me, please hear my plea. I was imprisoned, tortured, and mentally manipulated by these Xenos Reavers for a long time. Let me help you in your sanctifying duty.
So, they made you lure me into their trap.
You and others in the past. These monsters are plundering our worlds. We've been lost in the darkness, Inquisitor.
These Xenos have been allowed to carry on unchecked. They were already waiting for me on the relay station and set up the trap here in no time. What is their secret, Cardinal?
I have no idea, I swear. But they know everything. Their ways are efficient. Terrible, but efficient.
Inquisitor, Category 5.8 fluctuations in the Immaterium in your vicinity.
A warp gate?
Pattern is consistent with the Dark Eldar webway portals.
Cardinal, we have not finished. Find a shelter nearby.
That was a commendable act of retaliation, Inquisitor. Now, you should execute that treacherous worm of a priest.
The Dark Eldar are masters of torture and manipulation. Yet he managed to break their thrall over him and warn me. He was almost begging for judgment.
Weakness is like the rot. Once it sets in, it's only a matter of time until it destroys everything.
Once the Imperium lost the Aureus system, these worlds fell prey to a great menace. We can't execute everyone who couldn't resist the powers of the Drukhari.
Inquisitor, the etheric alpha spectrometer finished the analysis of the warp signatures detected around the last Drukhari webway portal.
Tell me that this is leading somewhere. I'll be quite dissatisfied if I cannot deliver judgment upon those who are responsible for the destruction in the system.
Xenorite triangulation subroutines identified the same signatures on a deserted void station in the system. Note that this method is considered as a grade Gamma tech heresy.
I need results, Omnicron. I don't care about your meddling with the Xenorite technology.
Statement recorded for future reference. On the subject, etheric triangulation subroutines identified familiar signatures on a deserted void station. 90.7% probability that the webway gate was opened from these coordinates.
Then we have a long, exhausting piece of work ahead of us in this accursed system. work, Tech Priest. This abandoned station is definitely used by the Dark Eldar. I can finally pay my regards to their leader.
You should be reminded that the Drukhari use the arteries of the webway that can offer them a swift escape.
Indeed. They also need solid webway gates to transport human slaves to their otherworldly bastions. There must be something vital to their plans I can destroy around here.
Warp signatures indicate that this contraption is used as an anchor between real space and the webway.
It's high time to seal the gates then. Let's see how they react.
How dare you to interfere with our work, you arrogant monkey!
Look who has crawled back to receive judgment.
I will cut out your tongue for your disrespect. I am one of the cabal of the Jagged Maze. We are the masters of the dark pathways that lead to the sunless Camorra. You cannot stop us.
Stop what? You are kidnapping Imperial citizens. You are nothing but cowards.
Kidnapping? That's endearing. We have taken millions of your kind, you fool. You have abandoned entire worlds and let us prey upon the remaining human cattle. I should thank you for that.
The Emperor doesn't abandon anyone. I am here to stop your foul machinations.
You are only wasting your time, creature. The hidden webway tunnels spread wide beyond the veil of your subsector. We go wherever we wish.
Then you should return to your true master and frolic at the feet of Slaanesh.
For this, I will show you the true meaning of pain.
Admirable work, Inquisitor. I wish you could bring that Xenox corpse to me. My vibroskeletals thirst for Drukhari blood.
This kind of personal is somewhat unexpected from you.
The Dark Eldar are an elusive race we rarely have the chance to study. Consider my wish a professional curiosity, with a hint of personal vengeance.
One day I'll find out why you hate the Drukhari so much, and how you know so much about them. soul screaming into the warp. I have found an Imperial citizen in Xenos captivity. Who are you?
My name is Thrall. I think I was a sanctioned psyker, formerly in the service of the planetary governor.
Why did Xenos spare you?
They tortured me. They have broken me. I was their bloodhound. They used me to sniff out high-ranking Imperials like you.
So, this is how they knew about my every move.
I had dreams about you. I felt your burning dedication. I felt your wrath. They were afraid of you, you know.
You could have warned me telepathically.
I guess. Yes. I can remember the last time I had thoughts and decisions. There was just the pain and the lack of pain.
Precious blood! The place has been cleaned. The reavers of the Cabal of the Jagged Maze has been stopped. I consider this operation a success.
I probably don't need to remind you that Cabals send out numerous raiding parties. If this murderous witch told you the truth, there must be other Dark Elder forces working in other isolated regions of the subsector, trying to enslave whole worlds.
I'm counting on that, actually. We should teach them a lesson while they think they're safe. But for now, my work here is done. Magos, I need an explanation why you, as a genitor, are so well versed in the forbidden Drukhari law.
And you're absolutely right. I told you that all of this was classified, but for the sake of transparency, I will tell you the truth. I grew up on a small mining colony that fell prey to a Dark Elder raiding party. They took me to an homunculus laboratory. I don't want to go into details. Suffice to say that creature experimented on me, testing the effects of various drugs on the human physique. I was rescued by an Adeptus Mechanicus strike force, who spent a long time studying the various substances in my system. Eventually I joined their ranks, but I could never forget the atrocities of that despicable Xenox race.
It is indeed a remarkable story. Rest assured, Magos, the time of your reckoning has come.
Inquisitor, you have a message from the Caligari Conclave.
I've been expecting this for a while. My job is not done in this subsector.
Inquisitor, I require your expertise once again.
Captain, any luck with establishing contact with the governor?
No. The raiders must use a Xeno scrambling device. That was also the reason why we couldn't send you closer to the palace. At least I think that's what the tech priest told me in his lecture.
I'll try to get closer to the palace then. By the Emperor, an engine of pain!
Show no mercy. It is the pinnacle of the homunculi's foul art. A torture device turned into a weapon of war.
Oblivion awaits. Loading.
That was the work of a mad genius. Even with my extensive knowledge of organic and inorganic modifications, I wouldn't dare to contemplate resorting to the dark arts that could create something like that.
These sentient machines serve some cruel masters. It's not a simple raiding party.
We're picking up weak Vox signals from the palace. Try to get closer, Inquisitor.
Captain, I want you to keep all battle stations manned and initiate emergency warp drive protocols.
What happened? Do we have to leave in a hurry?
I strongly suspect that this wasn't a strike against the governor, but a coordinated invasion of the entire planet. We should be prepared for all contingencies.
Is this thing on? Do I have to talk into this device, my dear servant person? Splendid. I am Lord Bertram Cordiano, the governor of this world. Politician, poet, and lover. I require help immediately.
You are addressing an agent of the whole Inquisition, Governor.
Capital. Then you must be the perfect candidate for this task. These filthy Xenos are trying to break into my palace, and honestly, this ruckus is getting truly terrifying. They have these grotesque machines that scream and kill, and we are entirely powerless against them. Only a couple of flimsy barricades are left between them and my precious presence.
There are more? I've just killed one. Teleport beacon in range. There will be no mercy given or taken.
How are you faring, noble Inquisitor? Shall I call you Inquisitor? Or Your Excellency, maybe? Apologies for my rudeness earlier. Inquisitor, you have been victorious. You fought like Wrath incarnate. At least that's what I've heard. I admit I couldn't even look at the pick feed. The very sight of violence upsets the equilibrium of my humors. Inquisitor, as a prominent representative of the Imperium in the Triglav subsector, you have my eternal gratitude. And I support your cause with all the powers at my command.
Loading.
I see you're making friends in high places, Inquisitor. We have received the official decree about your temporary appointment to acting military commander in the system.
The governor might seem like a ludicrous inbred, but he is true to his words.
Or he just realized he needs to keep you here for a bit longer. The Dark Elder launched a global attack on Clamora's Prime. The situation is critical.
The Drukhari is like vermin. It's about time to face them on a proper battlefield.
Speaking of battlefields, you might want to consider bringing in some reinforcements. I was thinking about the Free Blade Knight, the Crimson Wanderer.
It is a sensible idea, but I need your ship here.
Our good friend, Captain Grexus, is still in your debt. He could transport here Sir Ambrose Caradoc and his mighty war machine.
Fine. Send an astropathic message to the good captain. I have arrived at the former command center of the Planetary Defense Forces. Not much left to save here.
The Dark Elder are the masters of subterfuge and ambush. These inexperienced soldiers had no chance against them.
The dispatches mentioned a newly arrived commissar, in charge of reintegrating the troops into the Imperial war machine. He must be in command now.
Logical assumption. I'll ask...
Etheric triangulation subroutines identify familiar warp signatures again. A Drukhari webway gate is open in the area.
That must be the portal the Reavers use to transport their prisoners. That's useful information.
Inquisitor, Lord Commissar Scarhurst at your command. Isn't it a nice day for our last rally against the Xenos?
Aren't you way too pessimistic to keep morale up?
Ah, a misunderstanding. This will be their last day in this Forsaken Valley. We are going to give those Xenos a good thrashing.
What are they doing exactly?
The Xenos are pillaging and taking prisoners from Gladius Hive. Our troops tried to stop one of the slaver convoys but fell victim to a sudden ambush. I'm planning to move against their main forces directly and cut off the head of this filthy operation.
I could be of some assistance, Lord Commissar. I have the coordinates to their temporary webway portal. Send out your men to secure the area, while I close down the Xenos escape route.
At your command.
into the wall.
See? I told you that your plan was nothing but a failed attempt to prove your worth.
It is only a filthy human. Do you really think this poorly of me?
I can sense the spark of burning zeal in this chunk of unadorned flesh. You are always underestimating the power of their belief. In any case, I will activate the pain catalysts while you are amusing yourself here.
You think you can challenge me, worthless human? I have destroyed entire civilizations before your kind crawled out into the void.
You can forget your empty theatrics. Your wizened master has already left, and I truly don't care.
You have killed an incubus, Inquisitor, on your own. A part of me is glad.
And I have destroyed their portal, although it might have been too late. A homunculus has escaped. I suspect you already know what that is.
Yes, I do. One of the ancient flesh sculptors, and he could be connected to the recent complications in Gladius Hive.
I'm on my way back. You can brief me on the ship. What is happening down there? The Vox channels went insane a few hours ago.
Instead of retreating as they are wont to do, the Dark Elder have begun to kill Imperial citizens in Gladius Hive. It's a massacre.
That wretched homunculus. It must be part of his plan. I must find that creature immediately. This is revolting. The Dark Elder truly went on a rampage in the Hive.
It's most unusual. The Drukhari are sadistic, insane torturers, but their raids are methodical, almost surgical in execution. This mindless massacre looks almost random. Something odd is going on.
I have a feeling that's what a European catalyst is. It must be connected to this vile display of cruelty. I need to find that homunculus. Exquisite is my hatred.
They're here. Send word to Lord This. We've run out of time. He needs to accelerate the rate of extraction.
Skulls couldn't find any significant proof of life in the area. There is, however, a strange anomaly in the motive force in the vicinity.
If the pain catalyst truly manipulates the life force, the anomaly could mark the location of that machine. These Imperial soldiers put up quite a fight to defend this station. I'd rather access the logs to see the last few transmissions. This foreign race has no place in our galaxy.
You have proven much more efficient than I expected, Ape. I wish we had more time. I could craft your pain-seared flesh into something more formidable, given your murderous talents.
I was formidable enough against your kin so far.
This is a cruel world. The weak must perish, especially if they were born amongst the mighty Drukari. That is the truth of my coven, the Coterie of Dissonance. But enough of your education, human. It has come to this, human. What a waste of life essence and sweet suffering. But you leave me no choice. I need to release the energies.
Magos, do you have any idea what this unholy contraption could be?
Biotelemetry measures point to one plausible explanation. These Xenox devices seem to collect pain, fear, vitality, and negative energies released during battles and other acts of violence. Judging by the picked recording of your skirmish, the machines could also transfer the accumulated energy to the Drukari to revitalize them.
That must be the reason why they began murdering the entire population of this hive. They are charging their catalysts.
Triangulation is complete. I have the coordinates of the remaining pain catalysts. You should return to the ship immediately.
The planetary Vox chatter paints a disturbing picture of the situation. What are you going to do?
All the pain catalysts must be destroyed as soon as possible. But it will take weeks until the Astra Militarium reinforcements arrive. It will be too late by then.
I have the solution you need.
What is it?
Your old acquaintance, the Freeblade Knight called the Crimson Wanderer. Captain Grexus has safely landed on the planet. The pilot, Sir Ambrose Caradoc, is awaiting your orders.
The Emperor has blessed us. This changes everything. Put me through to Sir Caradoc, and let me guide his war machine through these reavers.